And welcome to Major League Spleef at MBS. Oh, that's wrong. There we go. Welcome to Major League Spleef on MBS. We are live in Central City, where Lapis Bay is playing its home game at the neutral arena of Admod Park. This is the series between Lapis Bay and Titsunsaki. Titsunsaki, the champions of MLS Season 4, and Lapis Bay a newcomer performing quite well in Season 5, so this will be an interesting series to see go down, but we are now waiting on Frog and Alpha to start the game.
Hello everyone, so this is what they call the match of the season, because we have the reigning champ from Season 4, Frog from Titsunsaki, versus one of the rising stars in MLS, and also the
Alpha
winner.
And Frog, are you guys both ready? And tell me if they say yes.
Yeah, Frog is ready, he's jumping.
Alpha, are you ready? Alpha's
And
ready.
yep.
I'm gonna start the thing.
The match will begin in 10 seconds. Start at the sound of the tone.
Alright everyone, match of the season, it's about to begin.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start playing. The match has started. There are 7 minutes remaining.
This is our reigning champ against Rising Star and the winner of the 2021 MRT Winter Games Spleef, Alpha DS from Lapis Bay. Good start.
Titsunsaki and Lapis Bay in their first head-to-head this season. Now, the close call there for Titsunsaki, as that's looked like an offensive move by Alpha DS. But so far, they're sort of keeping a trench in between each other. Sort of defensive style.
They're playing safe.
Typically see, playing safe, much like saw in the game we broadcasted earlier between me and Narnia. Getting a bit closer there. Not any hyper aggressive play we're seeing, but it's also doesn't seem like the match is totally dormant.
Ooh. As you said before, each player has a different play style, and well, some of them benefit them at, all the courses are different as well. So some play styles will benefit them at certain courses where it might curse them in other.
I believe Admod Park is a smaller arena than the arena in Titsunsaki. So larger arenas tend to be better for defensive play because you have a large amount of maneuverability, lots of empty space always on the field. A smaller arena forces you to kind of be crammed in there with your opponent and makes trying to stay separate from your opponent more challenging, so it encourages more offensive play styles.
It's kind of happening here.
There are 5 minutes remaining.
5 minutes on the clock. Oh my goodness, that was so close.
Admod Park, not an immensely huge arena like something like Zakar, but still bigger than some of the smaller arenas we've seen this season. But yeah, we did have a close call there a minute ago.
Looks like we do have more trench than snow now, it looks like. Oh my goodness, wow, look at that.
Alpha trying to get that little patch of blocks that Frog was coming across on, but Frog just one step ahead of him there and managing to evade.
At least does it perfectly, the trench is entrenched.
Now. And there's a point for Lapis Bay.
And that is how you catch out your opponent. 1 point for Lapis Bay currently. I believe that's about 3 minutes on the clock.
Yep, 4 minutes on the clock. Are you both ready?
They're both ready.
3, 2, 1, go. And they're off again. So now with about 4 minutes on the clock, Lapis Bay takes a 1-0 lead over Titsunsaki. So Titsunsaki will need to start scoring in order to try to win the match. But Alpha Dia, if Lapis Bay can keep the current score going until the timer runs out, basically what Catania did against Utopia this afternoon, that would be a win for Lapis Bay. So this sort of incentivizes Lapis Bay to play more defensively and Titsunsaki to play more offensively due to the current balance of points. If Titsunsaki can manage to score a point, though, then it'll be a draw, and if they can't break that draw before the end of the
There are 3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes remaining on the clock. Oh,
oh my goodness, look at that.
Very close calls there for Titsunsaki. That's sort of what we saw from Titsunsaki's play style last season. Like, sort of looking like it...
Kind of risky.
Frog looking...
Oh, that's what happens when you take too many risks. That is 2-0.
Are you both ready? 3,
yep.
2, 1... go, with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock by MBS's count.
There are times where you can go risky, but if you go too risky, obviously that will happen. So you really do have to tread that fine line between risky and okay, I guess. And that is Titsunsaki's first point.
Play, Titsunsaki scores its first point. It's still down, but it's now 2-1. Are you ready?
Both ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Titsunsaki will have to make up 1 more point to break even with Lapis Bay currently.
Yeah, if the current score maintains itself, that is a win for Lapis Bay, and there is only about under 2 minutes on the clock now. But if Frog
not a lot of time, but never say never.
Manage to just get a point. If Frog can get a second point, he can tie the series and try to bring it into overtime. If he gets 2 points, he can try to win. But Alpha DS is going to do everything he can to try and not let that happen. And you can see running in circles is the current strategy. That is
not really progressing the match.
That is a defensive strategy that we have seen from...
oh my goodness! Wow, that was a very close call.
1 minute on the clock as Alpha tries to maintain.
Frog is playing aggressive, very aggressive there.
Frog is desperately trying to turn the match around. Frog.
Indeed, there is a 1 point deficit. Oh my goodness! Lots of close calls.
Some interesting.
And watch
Frog
this.
Not shying away from those aggressive maneuvers. As we approach,
there are 30 seconds remaining.
As we have 30 seconds.
Not only do you have
to
be good at your strategy, you also have to be good at parkour to do this.
No, not.
You can see how he's just jumping over.
And another point. Okay.
He just fell right into Alpha's trap there. It is
High tech UG 3, 2, 1.
10.
Right, is everyone ready?
9,
3, 2,
8,
1, go, go,
7,
go! Not much
6,
time left.
5,
see what Frog can do.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And it looks like nothing.
Stop playing. The main portion of the match has ended.
That
overtime will begin in 20 seconds. If you wish to take a break before overtime, pause the video.
And there we go. That's the first game of the series. Lapis Bay wins its home game against defending MLS Season 4 champion Titsunsaki with a 3-1 victory here at Admod Park. Will Titsunsaki be able to turn the series around in its home game and split it up, or will Lapis Bay take the series? We're going to find that out in just a few minutes after this break. You're watching Major League Spleef on MBS. We'll be right back with the second game of the series. And welcome back to Major League Spleef on MBS, the second game of the series between Titsansaki and Lapis Bay. We are live in Titsansaki for the Titsansaki home game. Alpha DS for Lapis Bay, winning the first game of the series 3-1. We'll see if Titsansaki can take a victory. As we said, Titsansaki is the defending champion of MLS Season 4, and given how Lapis Bay has been performing this season, I would not be surprised to see us broadcasting another face-off between Frog and Alpha in the Shovelers Cup playoffs this summer. Anyway, now we're just waiting for both of the players to be ready.
You may notice here in Grain Arena that there is actually a crowd now.
Frog and Alpha, if you are ready to begin the match, start jumping. Alright.
They are ready.
The match will begin in 10 seconds. Start at the sound of the tone.
In 10 seconds, we will
5,
see whether Frog will be able
4,
to redeem himself.
3,
turn this
2,
around.
1. Start playing.
Go.
The match has started. There are 7 minutes remaining.
Those with the keen eye may be able to notice that there is a dragon supporting the Titsansaki rivets somewhere over there in the crowd.
Well, you know, Benny is an avid Spleef fan.
Oh well. He seems to be pretty happy about it.
As I was saying in our last game, this is...
And run a play.
There's the save. Sort of gives them opportunities to move around the field, which Frog definitely took advantage of, but yeah, this field is smaller than Admod Park, so it makes defensive play more challenging because of the less room for maneuverability.
Frog has prevailed in his home course, but not every single time, because we've seen quite a few times where he has gotten a disadvantage here in his home arena.
Do you remember what his score was against? Has Frog done his home game against Otto? MBS broadcast his away game. We didn't broadcast.
Not too sure. I think it was 5-1 in favor of Titsansaki.
That is an official island. The field will now be reset. Right, jump when you're ready. Alpha is ready. Frog, are you ready?
Alright. 4-1 apparently that match was. Both are ready.
3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, East...
Different strategy.
So apparently Frog did win his home game against Otto. Titsansaki winning against East End. And East End is a team that does not fuck around. But then again, so is Titsansaki, so...
True. I mean, we've seen at their away game on MBS.
There are 5 minutes remaining.
East End pulling a 3-point lead, literally at match points. I think Frog may have lost his shovel. Oh dear.
Frog still has a shovel.
Okay.
He's just,
Alright, I'm not sure what he was doing.
Just some stall tactics. And as Frog looking like he's in that corner, he some interesting maneuvers there. I was
about to say that East End has pulled a 3-point lead, 3-0 against Titsansaki before Titsansaki literally just turned it around with a 6 points, eventually ending at a 6-4, which was a pretty crazy match.
We got some incredible teams in MLS. Incredible by MRT standards. I'm sure any person in this league would get their ass kicked by someone who's like...
Yeah, true.
If you're on like
a veteran.
If you're on some dedicated Spleef server or something. But
right.
But by MRT standards, these are some good Spleef players here.
Well, there were all the people who came on for that one game, though.
Oh yes, I remember that. That happened like last year, didn't it?
I think they said they still were amazed by it.
Yeah, we've got...
well, at least it's great that we
Despite the arena being a bit smaller than Admont Park, we still are seeing a rather defensive game.
That's true.
With just
Frog
over
does not want to make his mistakes this
just
time.
over 3 minutes on the clock. The game
appears
is
that we're going for an islanding
scoreless,
situation,
and we have an official island. That is reset. Jump in your corner.
There are
when you're
3
ready.
minutes remaining.
3 minutes on the clock. Frog, are you ready?
Frog is ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
We are still scoreless with 3 minutes remaining. So yes, it's a more defensive game this time around compared to the last time, as Frog does not want to make the same mistakes.
I would have thought that this arena would encourage more offensive play, but you know, that's just a general rule of thumb, does not apply to all circumstances. But as you can see here today, but neither side, aside from like one maneuver that we had a few minutes ago, neither side really taking big risks, willing to sort of that play style where both teams are being defensive, not taking risks, hoping for the other team to make a move, and then that's the kind of games that last season, before we had the game timer, could lead to very excruciatingly long games. Luckily, games now can last no longer than 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, that's true. Still very defensive.
I remember we had, in I believe it was season 3, there was the Shovelers Cup final between PMW City and Larkspur, and that went on for hours. They didn't even get to 4 points. They just agreed to call it early. That was and if you want to, and for our viewers, if you want to watch that game is available from 2019 on the Box Television Network.
You probably have seen it in the 2019 MRT Winter Olympics.
It's on the Box Television Network, but that's
there is 1 minute remaining.
Time for a reset.
Close to an official island.
That game is on the Box Television Network, edited by MBS, and I edited part of that while I was on a plane in the middle of the night. Anyway, jump when you're ready. They're ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Just a minute left. We're still scoreless.
Indeed we are. And if it stays like this, it looks like we are going into overtime.
There are 30 seconds remaining.
With only half a minute left on the clock.
We may have a situation like between the city-state of Catania and San Ostend at Zacordo there, where they remained scoreless during the entire regulation time, and well, it was the sudden death that got Kitty that time around.
I didn't even get spleefed in. I just jumped in a fucking hole.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop playing. The main portion of the match has ended.
And we're going to
overtime. Will begin in 20 seconds. If you wish to take a...
Alright, we're pausing it right there.
We are pausing the timer for the moment. But
well, are you ready now?
We are going into overtime.
Looks like Frog has a shovel.
Frog is ready. Alpha is ready.
Alright, we can resume it.
Break before overtime. Pause the video now. Overtime will begin in 10 seconds. Start at the sound of the tone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start playing.
As a reminder,
overtime has started.
And as a reminder,
the match will end when the next point is scored, or in 3 minutes, whichever comes first.
In overtime, it is sudden death, so the next person who falls will lose.
Yep. Whoever.
And if no one falls, it's a draw.
If someone scores a point, that will be the immediate end of the game. They will win 1-0.
Indeed.
If no one scores a point in 3 minutes, that's going to be a 0-0 draw, the second one this season after a game between Utopia and I forget the other team. I believe that was just yesterday.
I think there was Lapis Bay.
Another
Oh,
Lapis
against
Bay
Alpha
match.
as well. Oh no, Aquamarine Bay.
Aquamarine Bay, yeah. Yeah, John.
Oh yeah, I
John,
watched
did
that
see,
game.
I did see John G talking about how Aquamarine Bay is a very defensive team, so that does not surprise me.
That would make sense.
There are at most
we are in a
2
stalemate.
minutes remaining.
And
2 minutes.
Wow.
Oh,
stall tactics.
with
Stall tactics.
With 2 minutes on the clock, they were just standing still there before Alpha tried to make a move. Kind of got right near Frog's feet, but Frog tally-hoed his way out of that one.
It's almost like Frog planned it out all this entire time. Frog definitely does not want to lose in front of his own crowd here.
Yeah, his own crowd of detached heads, including a dragon bobblehead.
That's true. Although maybe the blocks that the heads are sitting on could be considered the body, but oh well.
No, that's the pedestal that you put your head on. Frog is like a king from Game of Thrones. But anyway, still defensive play in the sudden death overtime.
Oh,
there is at most 1 minute remaining.
1 minute remains
1 minute
in this entire match. We are still scoreless. It's not just a game about strategy. It's also a game about, well, this deceit, I guess. They are switching sides over this pretty complex trench quite a lot this time around. I'm just wondering who will take the win.
There are at most 30 seconds remaining.
Half a minute on the clock.
30 seconds remain.
Still scoreless.
Still scoreless. We are running out of time. My job as a scoreboard operator has been pretty null right now.
And Titsensaki wins the game.
Titsensaki wins the game. That was a late
10,
lunge there from
9,
Frog.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Of course, we gotta get the
2,
obligatory press
1.
for Ribbit score button.
Stop playing. The match is over.
And that is a home victory with only seconds left on the clock in overtime. Titsensaki with a 1-0 win in overtime against Lapis Bay. And that right there is a split series. Each team won its home game. Of course, two very different games. The first game, Lapis Bay's home game in Central City, that was a 3-1 victory in regulation. This game the home game in Titsensaki went scoreless right down to the final few seconds when Titsensaki scored a point and took the game. But that is a split series. Despite it being a split series, though, Lapis Bay still coming out ahead as it gets 3 points for its regulation win. Titsensaki only gets 2 points for the season for its overtime win. So I guess you could technically say that, technically speaking, Lapis Bay is sort of the winner of the series. But yeah, that concludes the Titsensaki versus Lapis Bay Major League Spleef Season 5 series live on MBS. Stay tuned. MBS is bringing you more Major League Spleef. We have a scheduled series, at least one scheduled series every weekend throughout the season. We also have occasional unscheduled games that are going to be broadcast at indefinite times. Just if you're subscribed to our channel, you'll see those pop up from time to time. And we have other broadcasts as well coming up, so stay tuned for those. And when the playoffs come, we'll be broadcasting the Shovelers Cup playoffs, all games in full. But anyway, that's it for me, and from MBS Sports and Games in Titsensaki, I'm Kitty Cat Woman 231. Thanks for watching.